So my name is Zachary, and I was in the third phase of the bachelor program here at KU Leuven campus Brussels, and I went on exchange to Barcelona, to the university, the Autonomous University, or La UAB, as they call it there. So for me, it was more of a choice of the country rather than the university at first. It was that I was certain I wanted to go to Spain. So Spain, one, there's the weather, it's incredible. Then two, there's also the language. And I really wanted to connect with Spanish because, yeah, back home, we're quite close to Venezuela and South America. And I really wanted to actually properly learn Spanish because we speak English. So that was a big part. And then I chose La UAB because it's a huge university. So it's a huge university and everything is on one campus. So there's about 60,000 students in the same place, which is an experience that at KU Leuven, I've really enjoyed my time. But I did somewhat miss having, a giant campus. And at La UAB, I really actually experienced the good parts of it, where there was actually a student party. So they organized one day where it's called La Fiesta Mayor, like the big party. And essentially every student from every faculty was there. It was maybe 25,000 students in attendance. And that really showed kind of the culture and the vibe of a big university. So for me, it was really a good choice and it really fulfilled what I wanted. It was a bit difficult to get used to the language because at first, really, when you go to Spain, you realize there's a huge difference from Brussels. The language spoken there is Spanish. And the reality is, people love to speak English. They're actually a very, very welcoming people, in my opinion. But maybe they just don't speak English as well as they'd like to. But for me, I also wanted to learn Spanish. So with that disadvantage, there really came the advantage. I learned Spanish so quickly, much quicker than I've been able to learn, for example, French or Dutch here, because I was forced to speak it. And you're forced to speak it with really friendly people who are really trying to help you the whole way. If you don't know one word, they'll try their hardest to fill that word into your sentence. And it was difficult, but also the locals made it really, really a lot easier. So in terms of the course difficulty, I would definitely say it was a lot easier. So that was, to be honest, somewhat of an advantage because in reality for me, my choice to go on Erasmus wasn't just to study alone. It was to really have a much fuller and broader experience, integrating with the locals. Hanging out, going to parties, yes, but really in the sense of meeting people from everywhere. And that was really the focus, which meant that school life being a bit easier, I did allow the time to actually take advantage of everything and not let my academics slip, which was really important for me because I went in the third year of my bachelor. I wanted to get certain honors and I was able to do it because the level was really well balanced for an Erasmus student. So at La UAB, the study was really a mix. So it was a lot more mixed than, for example, here, where here you really have mainly exams at the end for the bulk of your grade. There, it was really a mix of group assignments, midterm exams, many practice exams during them. I think I had one course we had 8 different evaluation points. So meaning 10%, 10%, 10%, and maybe 20. So that for me actually was quite good because while maybe the level wasn't as high and it wasn't as difficult as here, plus I was Erasmus, I chose my courses, you were continuously working. So you never completely fell off of studying, which was good because I think it's something on Erasmus in general, it's very easy to do. So that continuous evaluation, for me at least, really kept me in the mood of, okay, I am having fun, but I'm also still a university student, so I'm studying. So finding accommodation actually in Barcelona is probably one of the trickiest parts because it's a huge city and there are a lot of tourists and a lot of internationals, which means that also on Facebook, for example, there are a lot of scammers. So I've heard horror stories of people who just kind of went on Facebook, saw the first offer they got, took it. It was a dream until they got there and it was actually a dream. And for me, I learned from a lot of friends who are either from Barcelona or had gone there that it was quite important to actually check the property or to find like an agency, so something really official. And in the end, that's what I did. I found a student agency, which I really got a great apartment. It was a really good location next to the Sagrada Familia for a good price. And in the end, it was really not too bad an experience actually, as compared to what I thought. yeah, for me, I wouldn't even just choose it for Erasmus. My plan is really to go back eventually one day to live. For me, I really love the city, the people, the culture, the language, the food, the weather. Everything there is really, for me, the perfect city. And yeah, I would do it 1,000 times more. The best thing about my exchange, I would say, is really the people that I've met. So, of course, there was university. I really enjoyed it. The city was brilliant overall, weather, etc. But so with, for example, in Barcelona, there's ESN. This is actually an ESN t-shirt. And the ESN there is really big and really close-knit. So you really feel like you're part of a family from the first day you get there. Where the first day, everyone is kind of lost and not knowing what to do together, which in that sense makes you closer because you figure out everything. And then later on, you really get to know the place. You get to know all these little local spots. You get to meet a lot of people from Barcelona, locals, which isn't that typical of Erasmus. And in the end, you end up being part of a family that you didn't really expect to find. And yeah, it's one of those places that in the end, you can go back to easily. You can feel really right at home. And that's my favorite part. For me, the worst part of the exchange experience was the fact that it was only one semester. Yeah, I would have really loved if it was 1 year, but I think that in itself is kind of a positive. Like there was really, for me, nothing I can think about the city or the exchange or the university that I didn't like. It was really, for me, I wish I was there longer, which is a great thing. If I had to describe my exchange in 3 words, those 3 words would be eye-opening, fun, and adventurous. Because they were really, those really sum up what I experienced there. If I had to give some tips to students going to Barcelona next semester, they would really be to go with a very open mind. So, I mean, have things that you like, etc., but be really open to trying new things, meeting new people, experiencing new cultures, etc., because it really will enrich your experience so much more. And then also, remember that you are there to have an experience. Study and really do work hard, because you don't want it to come back at you later on, but you can really do both and really just have a really good mix, have a really good balance, and it'll be a really great experience. The only thing I would say that you should really know before you go on exchange to La UAB is not really so much university related, but more the processes when you get to the country. Definitely, as soon as you arrive, just start your city hall process, because as many beautiful things as they are not very organized. So that's probably the only thing. Just start on it early. It doesn't take very long, it's just they take very long. So just go there, spend your couple hours, and then the rest of it will be a dream. If you're going to Barcelona, don't forget to pack your swim shorts or a swimsuit. You really will use it so much, it's crazy. When you leave Barcelona, I mean, for sure you will, I won't even need to tell you because you realize yourself, but for sure you bring turrón. It's a traditional candy dessert type of thing. It's so good. And then also fuet, which is like a kind of Spanish ham thing. For me, I really like food. And for me, the food in Barcelona is incredible. But those are the 2 that if you have to take something, take them, for sure.